Hello and welcome. Now, sit back and relax as I do a rambling session review of this lovely Victorinox Soldier 2008 model. This has replaced the older Victorinox Swiss Army pocket knife that was issued to the soldiers from 1961 to 2008, which was this one. So a few comparisons. As you can see, the modern day equivalent seems to be more ergonomic, more functions. It's really a beefcake of a penknife, and it's not as heavy as you'd think compared to the other one. Okay, so we'll go straight in there, and we'll talk about some stats. The overall length of this penknife is 4.3 inches or 11.1 centimeters. The width is 1.4 inches or 3.8 centimeters. The depth is 0.7 inches, 1.8 centimeters, and the weight is 4.5 ounces or 129.1 grams. It does have a blade on it, one-handed opening, gets stuck at about the 90-degree angle, and then it's a fair bit of force because of the spring to fully deploy it. And the blade length is 3.3 inches or 8.5 centimeters, and the cutting edge is 3.1 inches or 8 centimeters. Okay, that's all those stats out the way with. It is partially serrated, as you can see, and it looks to be ground on one side. Okay, partially serrated. Serrations are at the top. I'm not going to do a cut test, but believe me that these serrations are sharp and very functional, and they can cut through paper just as well as this plain edge part of the blade at the bottom. Okay, so but for some reason I feel this is more of a left-handed knife. The reason being is it does have kind of a like a Walker liner lock. It's kind of like that, where the lock moves into position and you have to push the lock away and then close it. It is quite stiff for some reason, even though I've oiled it and things. It's quite a stiff tooled knife, pen knife really. Everything requires a bit of energy to deploy. It's not, you know, quick movements to deploy any part of these tools. But anyway, it's sturdy. Now, this does replace the older Victorinox Soldier model, so I'm guessing that these are now given to soldiers in the Swiss Army as opposed to the older 1961 models. Yeah, it's quite functional. I mean, the handles they say it's a 2-component plastic. I don't know about the grip really. There's a bit of grip there, but compared to, you know what I'm talking about, full-size fixed blade knives, it doesn't really compare. I mean, yeah, there is some grip. I don't know whether it's better grip than the inox. Yeah, probably when it's wet it provide more grip. But anyway, one-handed opening, it locks in place, and the locking bar is goes down the full length of the liner. So by that I mean that this Phillips head screwdriver also locks into place. So this is locking and the main blade is locking. Yeah, you can have them both locked out at the same time. We'll go through some of the tools. It says it's got 10 tools. So there's the blade that we've seen. This, look how beefy that is. It's very beefy and chunky. Could use that as a prying tool, maybe. But yeah, that's the flathead screwdriver with the wire cutter that locks into place, and it's a bottle opener. Yeah, and the other side it's got a very small. Look at the size comparison. Very small can opener. In fact, I'd actually go far as to say it's the exact same one. Yeah, it is. It's they make them in batches in the factory. It's the same size as on the older model, and I think on all the other Victorinox pen knives. But just an observation. So that's that tool. It's got the small flathead screwdriver and the can opener. You can't really fault that design. I've used it many times, and it's great for opening cans. Here, there's this little nick here, and you pull that, and out pops a whopping oak felling wood saw. Well, maybe not that, but yeah, it's very, very long, and the teeth are very aggressive. It's a very long saw, and the teeth design, if you can just focus closer, see the teeth, one after the other, opposite, adjacent. I mean, very, very efficient wood saw, that, very efficient. So it's a very decent wood saw. Then you have this slip it kind of keychain ring, slip ring, counts as a tool. You've got this nice Phillips head screwdriver. Suppose it replaces the wine bottle, the corkscrew, on some pen knives. Well, you're not going to be drinking a lot of wine, are you, in the field, if you're in the army or what have you? But this would this is a very efficient, very well made screwdriver tool. And then finally you have this quite standard Reamer that you find on other pen knives. It works. I mean, I don't think it's as decent as the one on the older Soldier model, but it's the same as on all the other Victorinox pen knives. Okay, so I think that's it. Yeah, that's all the tools we have on this. So we'll just do some comparison shots just to give you an idea of like the sizes. Okay, that's it next to the old Soldier, the older Soldier. And then we have it next to a Spyderco UK PK, just to give you some idea the size, and then a Spyderco Tenacious. Okay, so we'll remove that out of the frame, and there we go. Gives you some idea of the size of it. It's quite chunky. Blade length, I've mentioned at the start. It's the cutting edge is 3.1 inches. So yeah, this unfortunately wouldn't be UK legal. Not only is it more than 3 inches, it's also locking, so no way on that one. Okay, so that's the size comparisons. It's the price of one of these is a bit more expensive than the older Soldier model. It's not £22 or £25. It's about £35. So it's a good deal more. Victorinox do a rescue version of this with really bright handle scales and a couple of other tools on it, such as a glass breaker and a glass saw, like a windscreen saw. It's go check that one out. It comes in a nice sheath and things. You might want to get that one instead of this one, although that one's a little bit more expensive. But there we go. They seem to like this kind of ergonomic handle shape. Yeah, it's quite ergonomic. They haven't learnt about jimping yet, but there we go. It's quite comfortable. It's not huge. It's not hugely grippy. Yeah, it's not hugely grippy, but I suppose it'd stay a bit grippy, you know, in the wet. EDC, everyday carry. I think it's too heavy. I mean, it's twice the weight of the older one. I know you're getting a larger blade and more useful tools, I suppose, like the wood saw. But everyday carry, over here in the UK, it's not legal to carry. You wouldn't be able to take this out. But camping, wow, yeah, it would really perform in a camping situation. It become very useful for anything around a campsite. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this video review or rambling session, please comment, rate and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Take care.